So every year, there's a lot of excitement for the India Gold and associated sidebars, and we did see beautiful glimpses of the films that's coming up. If you could shed more light on, the curation process for the various Indian films you're going to see, and maybe point out specific films you're excited about. We know about Gitanjali Rao's film. There's a lot of excitement. Gurvinder Singh's films coming. Other directors you want festival goers to look out for? Yeah.
So, you'll have the whole lineup with you for sure.
Right.
And like you can't choose between your babies, I cannot choose between the films that we are programming, but they're amazing films in all three sections that deal with Indian films. I think the curation process, like everybody says, is a dark art. I think I think the idea is to basically make MAMI a discovery platform for exactly the kind of narratives that are coming out and how new filmmakers are changing the game. And I think that is what we look for in films. We also, in India Story, I think the curation process is slightly different because India Story is not a competitive section. And India has 22 official languages and it has many film cultures. So I think there, apart from quality, we also look at diversity. So that, there is a voice that different film cultures can have at a platform like MAMI.
Hi, my question is for Zoya. Here, hi. Congratulations on Gully Boy going to the Oscars. So you've gone on record to say that filmmakers no longer need to bank on big stars, big names, for their films to work. It's all in the storyline. Let's say your Gully Boy didn't have Ranveer Singh and an Alia Bhatt in leading roles. Do you think it would have still got the response that it did?
I really can't see the future, or I don't know. Like, that's the only answer I know, is that I don't know. But having said that, I don't mean that you don't need actors or you don't need stars or you don't need anything. I mean, it really depends on what you're doing, what you're telling, what your budget is, who you're selling to, where do they fit in. I think any story, whether it's big budget, small budget, with stars, without stars, needs a strong idea or a strong story. Right. Today, it's not just about stars. You don't need a camera. You can make a film on a phone. I mean, the whole game's changed. Right. It's not just about stars anymore.
Sure. Yeah, thank you.
Hi. My question is to Smriti and Anupama. Could you tell us a little bit about Netflix's connection with MAMI this year? We saw a glimpse of The Irishman. So like last year, are you going to show as many titles of theirs on the big screen as possible?
We programmed 6 titles from Netflix. All titles we asked for, they gave us. So thank you, Netflix. The connection is that they make really good films, and we want all of them. And they were kind enough to give that to us. There's 6 of them. One is also in competition, which is Atlantics. I should not have said that. I think Kalpana is very unhappy because we've not dropped the international competition section, but that's the Mati Dio film. And they've also managed to, we always, whenever we work with studios or production houses, we are constantly trying to get talent to India for masterclasses, for interactions with filmmakers here, the community here. And they've also organized Fernando to come here and introduce his film and also do a special masterclass with Anupama.
Hello, my name is Shalki and I'm from the Asian Age newspaper. And my question is for you guys as filmmakers. We tend to notice that MAMI has, the curation is quite experimental in nature, be it narrative or be it the stories or the execution of it. So do you guys also see that popular cinema, maybe we need to incorporate more experimentation for general audience, because filmmakers and cinephiles do really enjoy breaking away from certain patterns?
No, I think it's a really interesting time in our cinema now where you have, within the span of 3 months, a Ranveer Singh can do a Simba and then he can do a Gully Boy. I don't think we've ever seen a time like that in our cinema where an actor gets those sort of opportunities. Our audience is getting the sort of opportunities to be able to watch such a diverse palette of cinema. And I think what festivals do is they give us an opportunity to be able to watch films that we probably would not have had the chance to watch otherwise, and to just expand our horizons. I mean, for an audience, it's just a chance to watch great movies. For filmmakers, it's a chance to watch the best of cinema from around the world and maybe learn new ideas or just enjoy, movies that they would not have otherwise seen. But I think it's a really interesting time in Indian cinema today where it's not about limiting or moving away from what we were earlier. It's about expanding the palette of the audience, where they can enjoy, like I said, a Simba and a Gully Boy with the same star, and they both go on to do exceptional business. And that's very exciting, I think.
Hi, this is Shrishti from News 18. My questions to all of you. What do you have to say about, mainstream actors and films taking over the film festivals, which are primarily, meant for independent filmmakers, and films which often has hard time finding distributors and financiers? What's your take?
But have they?
Sorry?
Have they taken over? Has the mainstream taken over?
Nowadays we see a lot of mainstream actors,
Can I just say that I find these divisions now, I think they're a little archaic. As he said, when you can do Gully Boy and Simba, and Tumbar is as much a Hindi movie as Simba is, as anything else is. I don't think we operate, and I've been around long enough to know the time when we did operate from those divisions. When it was very obvious who art house was and who commercial was. But I really don't think we operate in those paradigms anymore. So I'm not sure who is a mainstream actor as opposed to who is not. I mean, who's Pankaj Tripathi? Is he mainstream? Is he art house? What is he? Who's Nawaz? Zoya, who are you? So I think, and I'm addressing it because I think that I was the one always accused of bringing too much Bollywood into the festival, because as I said, my heart belongs to Bollywood. But I genuinely don't think those divisions exist. And I think that if we can use the power of these artists to pull in eyeballs to other films that perhaps don't have that same level of distribution or eyeballs, we would have done something good. I think if we don't leverage the power of Hindi cinema when we're a festival in Mumbai, then we would be quite stupid and ignorant.
हेलो एवरीवन, I'm उपमा फ्रॉम नवभारत टाइम्स. मेरा सवाल सभी से है. पहले तो जोया आपको बहुत बहुत मुबारकबाद गली बॉय के लिए. आई होप इस बार हमें ऑस्कर मिल पाए. तो आई होप अभी तक की जैसे ऑस्कर हमें नहीं मिला, कांस के भी कॉम्पिटिटिव सेक्शन में हमारी फिल्में उतनी नहीं पहुंच पाती जितना हम होना चाहिए या हम उम्मीद करते हैं. आप लोग इंटरनेशनल लेवल पे हमारे सिनेमा को कहाँ पाते हैं? सभी से सवाल है.
I think it's one of our mandates. It's unfortunate that films like Court and films like Newton and a lot of other films that could have been in competitive sections at festivals outside have been programmed out of competition. These are fantastic films. We've got some fantastic filmmakers like Gurvinder and like Amit Masurkar, and they should have been programmed in competition, but I don't know why they weren't programmed in competition. I think one of the mandates, like as an academy, we've taken it upon ourselves that one of the things that Jio MAMI also does is, foster relationships with a lot of festivals to make sure that talent, Indian talent, not only gets pride of place, but also gets discovered. Because sometimes what happens is there's only 5 creators or 10 creators from India that people in the West know about. India is almost like Europe. You've got 22 languages, you've got so much talent across the board, you've got so many films getting made that, when they program from Asia as a whole. So India gets maybe 2 spots, if at all. So I think we are also working towards it, and I think they're also getting aware as creators travel there. But you're right, there are films that were deserving that were not programmed the way they should have been programmed outside. But hopefully we'll change that.
विशाल सर, आपको जोड़ना चाहेंगे प्लीज?
आई थिंक बहुत अच्छा है. लंच बॉक्स के नाम से तो हम लोग जाने जाते हैं यहाँ पे. न्यूटन और दूसरी फिल्म कौन सा नाम लिया था? कोर्ट कितनी अप्रिशिएट हुई है बाहर भी. तो आई थिंक जब तक हम अपनी स्टोरीज नहीं कहना शुरू करेंगे तब तक हम इंटरनेशनल में नहीं पहुंच सकते हैं. अगर हम चाहेंगे कि हम इंटरनेशनल फिल्मों से कंपटीशन करें तो हमें अपनी कहानियां कहनी ज़रूरी हैं. जैसे कोर्ट हमारी अपनी कहानी थी कि हाउ डज द कोर्ट वर्क इन इंडिया, एंड आई थिंक वी शुड मेक ए फिल्म अबाउट हाउ डज द सेंसर बोर्ड वर्क इन इंडिया. दैट विल बी ए विल मेक ए मार्क.
आज हमारे बीच लेजेंडरी एक्टर विजय कोते नहीं रहे तो क्या कहना चाहेंगे आप सभी से क्वेश्चन है. विजय कोते लेजेंडरी एक्टर जो थे आज हमारे बीच नहीं रहे हैं तो क्या कहना चाहेंगे उनके बारे में, क्या रिएक्शन?
Mr. Vijay Kote passed away today, and and I mean, he's been around. I've seen him in films since I was a child. He's been part of Sholay, and I mean, he's a face that's been in everyone's consciousness, whoever watches Indian cinema, and we would hope that he rests in peace and give the best wishes to his family and send them strength and energy at this point, I think, yeah.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your questions. Before we break for one-on-ones, we'd like to have the jury together for a picture. Thank you, everyone. We will now break in for one-on-one interviews. Thank you.
Shashi.